Hello, and thanks for joining this short video on the finance function and how it can perform as a first-class part of your business. First of all, what are we talking about when we refer to the finance function? This includes any of the people, whether they are employees, contractors, maybe your accounting firm, who participate in financial activities. It's also the processes, the tools, the software, the technology that you use to drive financial outcomes. These outcomes might be strategic, long-term. They may unfold over a year or 3 years or even 5 years, or they may relate to day-to-day matters of banking, of accounts payable, of bookkeeping, of accounting, of tax. So what are some of the roles that a first-class finance function will play in your business? First of all, there is the understanding of the short term and the long term. It may be appropriate to cut costs, especially in adverse business conditions, but we also have to focus on longer term profitability because we don't want to disable the business from achieving profitability at some point in the future. Another thing is to focus on strategic opportunities. A mature finance function and an effective finance function will be able to look at capital raising, mergers, acquisitions, partnerships, new product launch, hiring new team members. These are all strategic ideas which can drive long-term business value. And from time to time, the finance function has to reevaluate projects which are underway. These projects might have made a lot of sense when they were first conceived and implemented, but they may have lost that rationale over time, and the finance function should help us to arrive at that decision. Another thing is always to focus on cash and ensure there is enough cash in the business through better practices in accounts receivable and accounts payable and better use of our cash resources. The finance function should also be aware of who our customers are and why they buy from us and why they pay what they do. Because if we understand that in finance, we'll be able to make better recommendations to management on how to attract new customers, how to get them to pay more, and how to keep them for longer. The balance sheet is a critical part of the financial health of a business. And so the finance function should be looking at ways to improve accounts receivable, accounts payable, inventory management, because all of these will help to strengthen our balance sheet. And the finance function exists to serve management and help management communicate the sometimes complex messages that they have to communicate internally and externally. So the finance function always has an eye on how they can help management to communicate those messages. And sometimes management will be encouraged to take risk in a business, to make quick decisions. But the finance function is there to ensure that the business is always compliant and governed in the most appropriate ways. And probably the largest reservoir of data in the business is in the finance function. They have historical data on almost every activity that's ever occurred. So using this data, analyzing it to support decision-making and substantiate decision-making is a really important part of the finance function. And finally, the finance function is not there to discourage decision-making. On the contrary, it's there to encourage bold, aggressive decision-making, which adds value to the business. And that decision-making should be quick and decisive and clear. So these are some of the things that you would expect a mature, first-class finance function to be contributing into the business. How does your finance function stack up? We'd love to hear from you, and we thank you for joining this video, and we hope you'll join us again for future videos. Thanks and bye.